Hello, everybody. It's welcome back to General Geekery. With me, as always, is JD,
Hello.
and JD and I both got stuff in the mail today, so we thought we'd do a quick figure review because you've already seen these figures. Probably, you may even already have them, and you've probably already seen lots of reviews on them to begin with. But we're going to do one because we can.
Well, yeah, because I got classified Lady J. Brian got classified Major Blood, and I told Brian that he should review Major Blood like he does the Joy Toy figures. And he said, "Who wants to watch another Major Blood review?" And I said, "I do." And he's like, "I need a new angle." I'm like, "Okay, what if we did dual reviews?" And I didn't even need to explain it. He's like, "I'll review Major Blood. You review Lady J." Yes. So Um, I will get a Major Blood eventually. Maybe
Boy,
when
from the posts that I've seen on Facebook today, there people are finding them like 4 or 5 at a store.
well, I mean, I know Major Blood is shipping like
Recently.
in a full case, so it's
Yeah,
6 figures. That doesn't mean that my store has them. They don't. The I looked Saturday and I looked yesterday, and there was no sign of Major Blood. There were a couple more Cobra Commanders, which is where I found Cobra Commander last month, and I was shocked because remember I sent you the
yes,
the picture of Cobra Commander. I'm like, holy shit, Target actually has a Joe hanging on the pegs.
yeah.
And until yesterday, that was the last time I had seen the Joe hanging on the pegs there. So, yes, there are people finding Major Blood. I am not one of them.
First off, shout out to Scott Stacy uh, for getting me the retro Destro.
Ah, cool.
Yeah, I got that from him today in the mail. I really like that figure. That's an awesome figure.
Cool.
I'm really impressed with that figure. I really dig that. So thank you for that. Um, and a big shout out to Randy Keller and his little boy for sending me Major Blood. I traded my William the Fridge Perry figure for a Major Blood. I had a fridge figure that came in a lot that I got from a family friend. I had no vested interest in that particular figure. Whereas Major Blood is one of my favorite characters. So I'm like, yeah, and plus it was for his kid. So I'm like, yeah, you know what? I'm happy to do that trade.
Fair enough. Yeah, I've never heard you mention the fridge before, ever. Not a figure you would have sought out.
Nope,
I had that figure when I was a kid.
I
I don't
didn't.
care about it
I
now.
remember the mail away and I'm like, nah, don't need it. I'll
Oh,
save my flag points.
my dad sent away for me like he did most of the mailaways.
I had to send away from my
I
own
mean
stuff.
that one. There was probably urging from me. The early mailaways he would just send away for him.
Nice.
The later stuff I probably just bothered him into it, but uh, I didn't. But yeah, the fridge. Yeah, I think that's a decent trade. I know
I do too.
a lot of people might bemoan it, say, "Oh, you traded
Absolutely.
a vintage Malaway figure for a new thing." Yes, but when you want the new thing and you don't care about the old thing, then it evens out.
Plus, it's going to the next generation of fans.
Yes,
He
which
sent
is
me a
good
picture.
because
He sent me a picture of his kid holding the figure, and that kid looks really, really happy.
good,
So yeah,
excellent.
yeah. So there's a lot of reasons that went into trading the fridge for Major Blood. So
That's
one of the first things that I always review is the packaging. Um, I am almost tempted just to leave it in the packaging, not because of value, but because the card art is awesome. I love the art that they've done on the side and the front. The It's just like I said, Major Blood's one of my favorite characters, and they did really cool art on the box for it.
I would review Lady J's packaging, but it's in the recycling outside. I
I
already
figured
took
that,
care
yeah.
of that shit.
I'm like 10. I was gonna say 10 will get one will get you 10 that JD does not have the packaging
Uh-huh.
anymore.
Yep, this shit is already out. I've already shot diorama pictures starring Lady J.
Yeah, I got
Um,
those while I was at work today. I'm like, oh, I see you got your Lady J figure.
Yeah, Amazon delivered it. Surprise! After last week when they emailed me and they
Delay.
said it won't be in until between the 16th and 18th. I'm like, well, shit. Okay. Because originally I had pre-ordered her and Flint back in November on the same day. As soon as they went up for pre-order that day, I pre-ordered them. Flint I got last week, or yeah, last weekend while I was in Colorado.
Yes.
He had, yeah, or
Yes,
2 weeks
because you were
ago.
there when I was with you when you got the delivery notice.
Yeah. So he was waiting for me, and then Lady J wasn't. But then, surprise, she showed up today. I don't know why. Amazon didn't even notify me that they sent it. So I wasn't looking for it. I got a thing from Amazon, and I'm like, "Ooh, what's in here?" Oh shit, Lady J, there it is.
Yep.
So well, and that was after my buddy Fred was kind enough to go to his Target where they had them, and he picked one up for me because I had posted my screenshot of that email that said, "Hey, you're not getting your shit for a couple more weeks." And Fred's store had Lady J, so he picked it up for me. I messaged him. I'm like, I'll still take it since you went and picked it up for me. Can't hurt to have more than one Lady J. She is one of my favorite characters. But so yeah, thanks Amazon. Um,
Yeah.
that was
Well. So what did you think of the packaging? Did you
uh
have it?
it was it was great. It was peachy. I barely remember what it looked like. Um,
At least he's
one thing about the packaging on the classified figures that took me a while to get used to is the inconsistent art style with
okay.
the character. Because in the corner of the front of the box, you've got a character picture, and then on the side of the box, there's a different view or a different type of.
Yes.
I found it off-putting at first when the classified line first started coming out because I was always a big fan of the art that Hector Garrido, may he rest in peace, did. And then the 25th versions that were basically somebody else repainting what he had painted much more successfully
Yeah.
decades before. And I liked the uniformity, but as more classified figures came out, I started to actually appreciate the variety in the different styles because distinctly different artists do each of these different packaging. So I'm like, well, you
Okay.
know what? That's kind of cool. You give different artists and different styles a chance to shine on this toy packaging,
Yeah.
which they may not otherwise usually get.
And it's
Lady
my
J's, if I
understanding.
remember right, was pretty decent, but I just don't.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. And it's my understanding that the little logos on the side are some sort of representation of the character too.
Yeah, they represent a skill set or kind of an alignment affiliation type because Flint's had there was like an artillery symbol or something which would I mean there was and then there was something to the effect of to denote his pilot thing if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, the
I
Major Bloods has a kind of a cobra logo with a crossbones with a dollar sign over it. So I'm assuming that's a nod to his mercenary. He's got
Yes, I would think.
a rocket, so I'm assuming that goes with his rocket launcher pistol.
I would
Uh,
assume.
there's a knight chess piece, so I'm assuming that's kind of explaining where his position in the hierarchy of the Cobra Command is. So he's not like the king, but he's like one of the higher chess pieces.
Perhaps.
And then there's like some gears, and I'm guessing that's kind of a nod to like his now
His robot
cyborg
arm.
look,
Yeah.
because it's
Um
always been kind of ambiguous, at least to me. I'm sure there's people that will argue this both ways. Hey, hang on, let me finish. That they will argue this both ways, that it's this or it's that, but he has definitely got a cybernetic arm. He's definitely got a cybernetic eye implant on this figure.
badass.
Yeah.
Hang on. Do a close up of what looks like the rocket again, real quick. Okay, that could be a rocket. It could also be a rocket shaped pen that he writes bad poetry with.
Okay, that's a bit of a stretch.
It's a bit of a stretch, but his original file card included some horrifically bad poetry that he likes to write. So perhaps, or
That's a
or
little,
to show that his poetry talent has all the subtlety of a rocket going into a target. I don't know.
yeah, I
Perhaps.
guess it is stretch. So as always, I always review three things: the packaging, the playability, and the customizability. So I'm going to go ahead and open mine since JD does already has his packaging in the recycle bin. And honestly,
Where it
I'm
belongs.
I'm tempted to put it back in the package when I'm done, just because, like I said, I love the artwork on the box. I love how it looks in there. It's not
Or
the
you could do what some people do and just collect empty boxes.
I've got so many fucking empty boxes that it's crazy.
Oh, you mean your wife might kill you if you started collecting more empty boxes?
I'm not gonna say that, but I'm not gonna deny it either.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, cool shirt, by the way.
Yeah, my Alice in Wonderland and Doctor Who mashup.
That's
So
super nerdy. I love it.
yeah, no, I get a comment on it just about every time I wear it, because I usually wear it to like conventions and stuff, because everybody's like, where did you get that? I'm like, I've had that forever. All right, so what is in the packaging with Major Bludd? Get everything out, and then I'll hold it up individually, and then we'll look at everything. Yeah, I am tempted to put him back in the box, although I have the Baroness, so maybe he will hang out with the Baroness. All right, so we've got his helmet, which is removable, obviously, which is cool. We've got the pistol. There we go. The pistol.
Ooh, that looks like his vintage.
Yeah,
His vintage. I don't know, heater thing. His
rocket launcher.
yeah.
With
Thank you. Brain fart.
comes so yeah, he comes with the vintage style pistol with the rocket that plugs into it. He comes with two rockets, and as I understand it, and a backpack, nice little backpack. And as I understand it, the rockets plug into the backpack like so. So the rockets plug into the backpack,
That's cool.
and then I'm going to put both rockets on there. And then I just noticed this. There's a little peg hole on the left side of the backpack, and lo and behold, there is a peg on the rocket launcher gun, so he can store his pistol on his backpack.
Oh, you love that feature. You love figures that can store all their gear.
That's the biggest pet peeve of mine. Is I love figures that have a lot of gear, but I want them to be able to hold it all so I don't lose it. And then, of course, removable his dog tags.
That's cool. Do they hang okay on this, or are they kind of janky?
Not too bad actually.
Okay, good. Because
There we
classified
go.
Destro's medallion is cool, but it was always floppy on his neck.
Yeah. So
So
here is a close up of the of him with the dog tags hanging off. So I think that looks pretty good.
that is purely badass.
Yeah. So uh, um, not really any point in going over the whole articulation of the figure. Everybody knows the classifieds. Everybody know figures. They know what the articulation is. I love
They're
that.
hyper articulated, and I am constantly impressed by
Yeah.
the classified articulation. God knows I have most of the classified figures.
Here's
Eh,
the head sculpt. Boy, I sure hope somebody casts this up and shrinks it down to 1/18th scale.
yeah, it's cool.
And then we'll give him his helmet. And then with that helmet, man, yeah, that is straight vintage Major Bludd there, and then some. And then he's got this really awesome, like revolver pistol.
Shit, look at that. It's a hand cannon.
Yeah.
Man, RoboCop would be jealous of that shit.
Yep.
And
And
he
then
had a machine pistol.
yeah, and definitely a uh, cybernetic arm. So there's no ambiguity as to what his arm is there. So and then he holds that pistol really nicely.
Nice.
And then he's got a little tampo on his left shoulder that is an M. So I'm assuming that's major. Yeah. So all in all, I think that's like I said, I'm not a huge fan of the classified series, just because I'm not 90% of my collection is 1/18 scale. So I would prefer to have 1/18 scale figures, but it is cool to see new takes on some of my favorite characters. So I really do like the Major Blood figure.
And Major Bludd is a favorite for both of us.
Yeah.
I've been a fan of Major Bludd for I would say, aside of Serpentor and Zartan, I would say Major Bludd's probably my other favorite Cobra. Well, besides Rip It, his tank driver. But
yeah, you're the only like big Rip It.
I was gonna say I'm literally the only person that cares about Rip It.
There's a Rip It fan club, and JD's the president and only member of it.
I am. Now, that said, maybe somebody watching this video, if you're also a Rip It fan, do leave a comment that says, hey, there's two of us. So I will review Lady Jaye. Lady Jaye has long been one of my favorite characters, my favorite Joes. She's definitely in the top 5. When I made a list of my favorite, or the characters that I wish the most would come out in the classified line, she was near the top of that list. I figured it seemed obvious that she would get a classified figure, but there was no guarantee. So I'm happy about this. There's a lot of cool features here, but I love the fact that she's got the hatless. Her hair looks like it did in the cartoon.
Sure does.
But because some people prefer her without the hat, Sunbow cartoon style, or you can pop the hair right off and pop a new hair piece on that has the hat, classic style, just like the vintage figure had the hat. Some people prefer the hat. I like the hat. I kind of prefer it if I had to pick one or the other, but I love the fact that this has interchangeable headpieces, so you can go either way.
I was going to say that would have been a perfect figure to have an interchangeable head on, but that interchangeable hair is even better.
Yeah, I think it is, because this way you get the same. This way you don't have to worry about one of the head sculpts having kind of a weird paint job or whatever. Yeah, exactly. And there's been some people that have bemoaned the face, said she's not pretty enough or whatever, but honestly, I think it fits. I think it fits her vintage look.
Yeah.
And she looks a lot like the cartoon version.
It does.
And I don't think they could have done any better. They could have tried, but this is the best Lady Jaye head sculpt they've done since I want to say one of the Jesus God, hang on, let me turn off my all right, let's see. Yeah, this is the best figure they've done since like the new sculpt line, because her second one of her later figures had a decent head sculpt, but this is dynamite. The belt is removable, but it flopped around so much that I glued it down because I don't care, they're mine.
We'll get to that in a minute.
She is the first female figure to have double jointed elbows.
Oh yeah, I heard that.
So she's got a wide range of motion. She can hold the spear, or the javelin with both hands. But here's the cool gimmick with the javelins. She actually includes 2 of them.
Nice.
She also includes what looks like it could be a handgun or something to the effect. But actually, you fit the javelin in there, and it's a power launcher for the javelin. Nice. The cool thing about this is, in the cartoon, she always threw the javelins with the trick heads on them.
Yes.
Kind of like Green Arrow had the trick arrows.
Yes.
Her javelins, when she throw them, would do the same thing. But the toy included a javelin that had a handle on it. It was like they were trying to design a javelin launcher, but it ended up looking like the weirdest gun in the
Yeah.
line up until that point.
Yeah.
Many weird guns came later. Okay, so
Absolutely.
it didn't set that record for long, but I love the fact that they did this, that you got both options, and it's got a handle on the front, and it's got a handle with a trigger on the back, so she can hold it with both hands.
Ooh, nice.
And her backpack is detailed and it's modern. It's
Hold
got
it still for a few
storage.
seconds. Hold it still for a
What's
few
up?
seconds and talk.
Sorry.
You're moving too fast.
Hang on, sir. I'm not used to doing these reviews like this.
There you go. Now talk.
Yeah, it's got some gear attached to it, strapped to it. It's got a few pockets. It's got a speaker or something that looks like it's built into it. If you take the backpack off, it's got storage in there for the heads of the javelins.
Clever.
It's actually got an extra javelin head in here that I'm just keeping it stored because I'm not actually sure what it's supposed to do. Okay. There's no danger of it falling out. I'll tell you that. I can't even get it out of here now. Okay. Pop the head of this javelin off.
So it has interchangeable heads on the javelin.
Yes.
Oh, that's pretty clever.
So got an extra head, which honestly, I don't know if it's supposed to be, if it's supposed to pretend it's a net launcher or something like in the opening sequence of one of the cartoons or
Could be
what.
anything you want it to
But
be, I think.
I mean, it's friggin' cool, whatever it is. I love the feature it. And I love the fact that the backpack can store it because it's got the die cut areas to hold them.
So what's the articulated arm there?
It's a GoPro camera.
Ah, I was going to ask if she came with the camera.
Yes, because the original figure had like a
Video.
camcorder that
Yeah.
was on a strap, which
Yeah.
is it was a very cool accessory and it's very dated now. So this comes with a GoPro style camera that attaches to the backpack. And Brian, take a look at this. It moves.
I noticed that. It looked like it's articulated. Here is unfortunately, I have one, but unfortunately my strap is broken. So
Yes.
that's the vintage Lady Jaye. This is one of the figures I got in that lot from
That's a decently conditioned one too. Yeah, Brian sent me a couple of the figures he got in that lot, but he wouldn't give me Lady Jaye. Understandably so. He would have been nuts if he had. But yeah, it articulates. It folds down, but you can actually spin the lens around.
Nice.
So she can get like a 360-degree recording. And it's got
your dog toy, so that's what's squeaking in the background.
And it's got a holder on the side of it.
For the javelin.
Yes.
Nice. All right, that's pretty cool.
So between the javelin launcher and the backpack, she can store both javelins.
All over year. Nice. Yeah. I like it already.
So yeah, and her belt
knife
has a sheath with a knife. They did not paint the blade on it, but I think that's okay because honestly, I'm gonna leave it in the sheath because it's probably gonna get lost otherwise. But this Lady Jaye figure, between this figure and some of what they're doing, what looks like Major Bludd, and some of the upcoming stuff like Roadblock, that new Roadblock and that new Snake Eyes that comes with Timber. If that's a sign of what they're going to do in the classified line coming up, they've got a lot of cool plans coming up.
Yeah, no, like I said, I'm not the biggest fan of the scale, but the figures themselves are really cool. I will give you that.
I am not. I've never been one for scale. If I like a toy, I'll buy it. I happen to be a big fan of the 6-inch scale. At first, I just thought I was having trouble with imagining Joe's in this scale because I had seen lots of Marvel Legends customs and styles over the years.
Yeah.
but they tended to be more superhero looking than. So I was kind of, I'm like, well, all right, sure, 6-inch Snake Eyes, okay, but I have been consistently impressed with what they're doing here. They're highly articulated figures. They can achieve just about any pose you want them to have, and they're detailed. I'm a big fan of the classified line, and consequently, between this and a few of the Marvel Legends figures that have gotten over the years, I've become more of a fan of the 6-inch scale. I'm not. I'm not going to dedicate myself solely to 6-inch collecting, but it is. It's a. I'm a fan, and I cannot wait to get a Major Bludd eventually.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
So we kind of went over like I said, I always do three things: do the packaging, the playability, and the customizability. So we kind of went over the playability by talking about all the accessories that they have and how they interact with the figure. So now, I mean, it's us. How would you customize Lady Jaye if you were going to? What is the customizing potential for your figure?
Well,
What would you do?
okay. Well, when I get a second one, that's not to say that I won't do a custom. I'm not planning to, but doesn't mean I won't. Obviously, you can repaint her in different colors. You can do the 1997, the stealth all black and gray look that she had. You could do a Tiger Force. You could do any kind of traditional type of, but between the articulation and the fact that you can swap out some parts, I mean, if you wanted to, I mean, you could turn her into other female characters.
Hmm.
You could turn her into Canary Ann from the Fun School line, who was basically a Lady Jaye repaint that was bright yellow with a red hat.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
So yeah, I mean, Kotobukiya in their Bishouju line, they've got a Lady Jaye, and they're making a Canary Ann repaint.
I think I saw that too.
It's that's obscure. It's weird. I applaud it. Um, I have no use for $100 action figure, so I wouldn't consider it. But I mean, it's cool that they did it. But you could use it for a variety of different characters from different universes. If you've got a shared universe, or even if you don't, I mean, you could easily turn this character into any sort of, I mean, any kind of military female character that you can think of. You could easily, I mean, if you wanted to, she's got the fatigues. They're well sculpted. Um, there's nothing exaggerated about it. You could turn her into Resident Evil characters if you wanted to. I did see a repaint that somebody did in one of the groups.
They kind of brought
Tom
out all the
Clancy's
details on it.
the what's up?
They brought out all the details on it. If we're talking about the same one,
Yeah. Um, yeah, there's yeah, I guess there's a Tom Clancy. It's a video game called, I don't know, I don't remember what the name of it is now. Damn it, Splinter Cell. No, it wasn't Splinter Cell. Op
anyway.
Center. No one. I need to look it up. But there's a character in that game. She's wearing gray fatigues, a lot like the fatigues that this Lady Jaye has, and they painted her face to look like a skull, just like the character in the
Okay, no,
video
that's
game.
definitely not the custom that I've seen.
Oh yeah, it perfectly captured this video game character. Why? What custom did you see a picture
I
of?
saw one over the last couple of days. Somebody kind of I would say kind of did it in the style painting style that I like to do, which is with washes and some dry brushes to really bring out the details. So they just basically repainted it. Um, but and that's one of the things that I've always said is, a lot of these figures have amazing details in them, um, especially like the Pursuit of Cobra figures that you really that really get lost in just the monochromatic paint schemes. So you know there's a lot of detail to be had in these figures that can be brought out with just improving the paint schemes, or not the paint schemes, but the paint jobs with washes and dry brushing. Um, as far as what I would do for mine for customizing, uh, I would just repaint it. Honestly, I don't see anything on this figure that I would modify in any way, shape, or form. Um, I'm not even sure I would repaint the head because I really like the paint job that they did on the head. The sneer is fantastic. Teeth, the lips. This is a really nice figure. Like I said, I've not been a big fan or supporter of the classified figures, but holy crap, this one is pretty fucking cool. I will give you that.
I I should have mentioned this Lady Jaye. I don't need to customize it. I'm not planning to. Um, I'm really looking for that figure that they painted. No, I'm not
Yeah,
gonna
if you
find
find
it.
it, send it to me and I'll throw it in the. I'll
Oh,
throw,
I will. I will. I'll find. Yeah, because of course I'm gonna find it after the recording is over. But
yeah, no, that's fine.
um
Just text it to me and I'm not planning on editing this tonight, so
yeah, I'll yeah, I gotta say I'm impressed with this Lady Jaye. They did everything they needed to do with it, and to capture the character and update the character because she's also in slightly darker fatigues
nah,
than the vintage figure had, where
yeah, hers was.
she was a tad too bright.
Yeah, she is.
Um,
She
but
is. The vintage
yeah,
figure is very bright.
I don't think she's, it's not garish, but it is loud. It is unrealistic. So yeah, this is an improvement color wise. Um, but everything else was updated the way it needed to be updated. So I'm happy with it. And I really want one of those major bloods. I mean, look at that. It's staring at me right now and saying, I'm gonna gut you like a fish.
Yeah, no, I'm impressed. I like it. I think they did a fantastic job. I like the fact that it seems like they're getting these out on the getting the distribution out more on these. It sounds like they're coming out 6 to a case, and they're sending just cases of these out, which is what they should have done. I mean, each figure should have its own case. Well,
Yeah, if they do that with the rest of the Target stuff that's coming up, like barbecue, that'd be great.
yeah,
But and really, if they're re-releasing Roadblock and the Baroness and Beachhead, um, they need to make them solid cases.
yeah.
Um,
I would like to
uh,
see. I still would like to see a solid case of fireflies because I'd still like a firefly figure. I know you said
well,
it's not the best figure, but I'd still like to get one.
he's not in the re-release plan right now, but that's not to say that he won't be a
Yeah,
year from now. They could be re-releasing him. Target could decide to put more of them out in the pipeline, which would be good. The Vipers and the Troopers, they definitely need to be re-released.
yeah.
So
So I think that's about all we got for this show. It wasn't. We did not intend to be very long on this. We just wanted to do a review on the figures.
yeah, I enjoyed this. So thanks for agreeing to it.
Thanks for coming up with a good idea to do it. Because I'm like, everybody's seen the friggin' reviews all over the place, and it's not, if I was the first one to get it, that would be different. But everybody's done reviews on this, and they do a lot of people do them a lot better than I do. So, but yeah, no, it's kind of I won't say a detractor for the line, but not the biggest supporter. I really do like it.
Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff.
So I think that's all we got for this episode. Stay tuned. We do have the Joburg guys coming up pretty
Yep,
soon.
I've confirmed that at least a few of them are going to be on with us. Um, so, um, yeah, because they have sometimes they have four the podcasters, sometimes they have three, sometimes Cujo does his own thing, which he may do this time, but we've definitely got a few. So,
Awesome. All right. And then Sith Fire 30, Dayton Allen was going to be on. We've lined up KR Customs, and I just have been chatting with Richard Whipple of Think Tank Toys, and he has agreed to be on in July.
and Troy McKee,
And
let's
Troy
not
McKee.
forget.
So we have a bunch of people and a bunch of cool shows lined up. So stay tuned. As always, do all that fun social media stuff. Like, share, subscribe, comment below, and I'll get back to you. And thanks for watching.
Good night, everybody.